Today we got a 2017 Toyota Camry. We're gonna replace the front strut. It has leaked out and we hear a noise every time you hit a bump. So we got 3 bolts up on the top, which we're gonna take off last. So we got these 3, 1, 2, 3. We got a sway bar link that sits here. We got 2 main bolts and a brake line bolts. But here's the part number. I'm using a Monroe strut here. This is almost like a $200 strut, and that's a part number. So this is the passenger side. Process is the same over there. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 is all about the same. It might be different tool sets, but procedure is the same. Okay, so we took the wheel off and check out this strut. It has completely leaked. He must have hit something really hard. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off this 12 millimeter. We got this look like a 17 millimeter here. We're gonna take off the 21s or the 22, whatever the size is. I will repeat it as we go along. We're gonna remove this clip so we don't put any stress on this ABS line, so we don't break the line and then we don't have a traction or ABS lights on. Anyways, let's start the procedure. Okay, to start, we're gonna remove this 12 here. This is a 12 millimeter, and also let's take this, put this to the side. We got ourselves a little fork here, so either you can remove that clip, we're gonna have to remove it because it goes on to the new one if it has a hole there. But anyways, this guy comes out. Some of the older models, they have a holder that's like this, so look into that. So this comes off, brake line comes off, not completely, so it's no brake leakage. This comes off. Also, I want to take off this 10 millimeter. That will give me a little bit more free play, and then we will start working on this end. That's how simple it is. So we're gonna take our electric drill again, move this 10 millimeter right here. This guy comes off. Let's put this somewhere safe, and we got a lot of play in this, so we don't break this guy. Time to get rid of this guy. Okay, to take out the sway bar bolt here, always clean the threads because you will have a lot of dirt and debris. Clean as much as you can, because as you turn that bolt, that nut, that dirt is gonna get caught in there, and it's not gonna allow the bolt to come out. It's gonna get jammed. It's not gonna go in or out afterwards. Anyways, let's get this guy off. Okay guys, so this thing, throw some WD-40 on it. Mine is already soaked with a whole bunch of oil. I'm not gonna leave it alone. Got me a vice grip, so you don't want to destroy the boot on this link, so go easy on it. Right to the back edge of it, it has a small little washer. Put this baby right on it. And some of these older models, they have an Allen key right in the center, but this one, they eliminated it. So I guess it's to replace linkage every time, which we don't want to do. We can't even grip this guy. You know what? I'm going to try to smack it with it's like a 16 millimeter. Okay, it's like a 16 millimeter. So this is definitely 16 millimeter, and there you go. It came out with the one smack. And sometimes you can put a pry bar in the back and just force it forward against this wall of the car, and that will put a force on it and it won't spin with it. But this link feels solid to me, so we're not changing that guy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna face the camera down right here. We're gonna remove the 2 bolts on the strut, and after that, we're pretty much halfway done. Okay, so I went and got an adjustable wrench for this end, because you are gonna have to hold this end, especially when you're tightening it. If you want to clean these off, just like we did the linkage over there, same thing, but these big bolts don't bother me ever. So this baby comes off. And let's aim for the bottom one. Same thing. There you go. So we got the nut off here. We got the nut off in the bottom. And there you go. Next step, I like to, if the road is hot, be careful, you don't burn yourself, but move it around, and both of these bolts should just come out. The strut is going to try to push towards you. That's normal. That's one. And that's 2. Okay, nothing is going to fall, so don't worry about it. I have no floor jack, nothing underneath this. So you're all good. Let's push this strut out of it, and your spindle is probably going to try to go to one side, and just leave it right there. So the spindle is sitting just like that. Okay guys, now we're up on the top. We got the hood open right here. Come, let's bring the camera closer. So you got 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3. Not the center bolt. If you take out that center bolt, you're in big trouble. You're gonna get hurt. So let's take off this guy. So that's 1. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this loose, and I'm gonna take off this completely. So what that 1 bolt right there, the nut is doing is holding it for me. So down here, I'm gonna grab this strut. At the same time, I'm gonna take off the bolt on the top, the one we left behind, and the strut is gonna come down just like that. There you have it, and the strut is out. So pay attention to how the strut was, okay? So make sure you put it the same way, okay? So this can't be twisted, so make sure you line it back the same way. Okay, so what I did here was I put the 2 struts together. Make sure this guy and this notch is the same, everything is same. Because if it's not same, it's gonna be for the opposite side. You can take this guy off, remove it. This is nothing that's needed there. And it doesn't have to be super duper clean. And what we're gonna do here is, it comes with new bolts, but I like to use the old bolts because they're better. And this boot right here, it will travel up on its own once the car bounces up and down. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take this guy, I'm gonna stick from the bottom here. Then we're gonna come up, let's come up. On the top, make sure the studs come out. Once you take one of the nuts, put her on, you can let it go, and then put on the other 3. So we're not gonna tighten these. I'm gonna tighten these once the car touches the ground, so the weight of the car pushes this strut nice and flush, and that's when I will tighten it. That's it for now. Okay guys, so we're gonna take our spindle here. We're gonna stick this spindle into the strut. Your axle might come out of the joint, so you might have to wiggle a bit, okay? And if it doesn't come out, if it does come out, you're just gonna have to work with it, okay? So you're just gonna have to wiggle it around a bit. This is normal. So you might have to lift up a bit and push it in, okay? Because the axle will move out of its spot. And if you lift it up and push it in, and then the axle union will go back into its spot. So what we're gonna do here is, we need to line all this, and we need to get one of our bolts in through this side, same direction. You don't want to put it the opposite way. Even if you put it, it shouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna have my friend here put this bolt in. Once everything aligns, go ahead. Is it not lining? No, do that. You don't want to damage the threads in the bolt. There you go. That's it. Once it's in even a little bit, it should be good. You should be able to now do it yourself. Move it around. Just don't hurt yourself. There you go. Even a hammer will do. That's it. That's good enough. We're gonna take the second one here. You might have to wiggle it around a bit, but the second one should be much easier. Okay, you get a hammer. If you're using a hammer, make sure you don't pinch the sensors. I'm using a rubber mallet here, which is a great idea. So we might have to turn this strut a bit. There you go. That should align things. So just work with it a bit, and it will go in. Okay, so I'll move the camera to one side so I can get my arm around here and work with this little guy, and it will go in. And once it's in, we're gonna come back. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the 2 nuts, put them on. 1, 2. Okay, there you go. Okay, so we got everything together. We're gonna use 22 millimeter with adjustable wrench in the back. So same procedure, reverse procedure. Let me just bring the camera this way so you guys can see. Let's raise this up. Really tight. There you go. 1. With the ABS cable, because if the thing turns with it, it will smack it, but just hold on to it really tight. You're all set there. Next step, take this little guy, stick it back in. If it fits there, sometimes it will not fit there because this guy is different than the other guy, but we might have to strap tie this guy right here. Yep, they made this hole for the clip that I was talking to you guys about. So we'll strap tie this. Okay, next step, let's take our sway bar linkage. We'll take the 16 millimeter bolt here, put this baby on. And what we're gonna do here is, we're gonna take the socket and just put your hand in the back. Once it goes in, we'll get nice and tight. If this is not tight, it's gonna rattle. It will come loose over time. Probably after like 5 miles, it will come loose. Anyways, we're pretty much done from this side. And let's just move over to this side a bit. And we're gonna take our 12 millimeter. We're gonna take this little guy. It goes right in the hole right there. And this goes on the top. So we're gonna tighten this. And then we got a 10 millimeter for this line here. So this does go into that little hole right there. Once it goes there, everything should align. Okay, let's so this guy goes into the hole right there. That's what I was mentioning. This goes right there, and this guy goes on top. The 10 millimeter bolt. Make sure you catch the threads good. After that, take your drill or a tool, tighten that. Let's tighten this. Bada bing, bada boom. All we need to do is, I am gonna put a strap tie on this if you want. Well, you should put it, but you don't want this thing to wiggle anyway. So put a strap tie on this right here, or on the neck here, and that's it. And we'll go up on the top. Okay, guys, so the wheel's on the floor, the lift is off, and this is when you want to tighten these, okay? Never use a power tool on these. You can, but take it easy because you don't want to snap that stud. And just hand tight, nice and firm. You could torque it if you like. And this is the center bolt, is pre-tightened by the factory, so we don't touch that either. So this is nice, this is nice. And all I gotta do is get this little guy. And we're all set, and that's how you're gonna change the strut on this Toyota Camry. It's a similar procedure for most of these cars. All of them, even Toyota Siennas. It just, I got this cover on the top. And that's it. Thank you for watching.